Yo, this is LMP Games, and welcome to the first of the revamped First Impressions series. This will be the first video in the new series, and how it's going to work is that I'll probably do one of these every week or so. And it also depends on like how much actual time I have in to make these too. So I have like 5 or 6 games right now currently lined up for this, so we'll do one like every week and a half or so, maybe every 2 weeks. And then after that, we'll figure out what we're going to do post those games. But so how's it going to work is we'll have this like introduction bit. We'll talk about the game, what I know about it, stuff on the case. We'll then play the game anywhere between 30 minutes to at least 30 minutes to 2 hours at most, if I need more time to kind of get a feel for the game. Like if it has like a really long introduction. And then at which point at the 2-hour mark I will stop no matter what is going on, even if it's not really far enough along to really have a fair, really good idea of the game and whatnot. Generally, what I remember these in the past is that usually about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 is like the sweet spot. Like I'll remember most games kind of fall in that range, so we'll see how it goes. And then once we're through that playing bit, then I'll go through and we'll do some ratings and an overall rating. So in the categories I'll be using are, and we'll talk about those really quick here, game design, audio design, art design or art direction, the story, and then the overall. So game design is like game mechanics, anything related to game mechanics. So navigation, targeting, attacking, running, whatever, anything that's related to what you do in the game world is going to be into game mechanics. Game design, right? No, okay, so then I was thinking about level design, but that's going to be in art. Art design is anything you can see visually. So graphics, if they look like they should, like if they fit the theme of the game, the quality of that they have, the map design, that kind of stuff, level design. That's all underneath art direction. Sound design, so anything with audio, voiceover, sound effects, music, all that kind of stuff, that's going to be in there. And then the story, so anything related to the story of the game. And my thoughts on that. So those will be the 4 categories we'll be rating these games on. It'll be a rating of 1 to 10, with 1 being absolutely trash, 5 being okay, in the middle, and 10 being really good. And we'll use the entire scale. Unlike some reviewers that are like that think like if you give it a 5, it's like a really bad thing. Well, no, because to me 5 is in the middle. So if I think it's really trash, I'll give it a 1. If I think it's really good, I'll give it a 10. I'm gonna give it the rating I think it needs. That said, and unless the game doesn't run properly, it's not really, there won't really ever be 1s, I don't think, for certain things. At least not the overall. If a game actually runs, unless if it's like a crashy, buggy mess, then maybe you're getting into like the 2 or 3 territory. But I don't anticipate there being many of those, hopefully. Especially not out of the group we have now, because these are all console games that we're going to be going through. And then the overall will not really be related to the combined scores. It'll be kind of like here are the parts, and then here is the overall presentation. And it may be that the parts don't match up to the whole. Like if there are individual things about a game that are really good, but when you put them all together, other things drag it down, then the overall rating can be lower than some of the constituent parts. It's like if you run into a game where it has really good audio design, but the gameplay sucks. I might say, well, gameplay is like a 4, audio is a 10. Overall, all things considered, it's like a 6 instead of like a like if, or let's say everything except for gameplay is really good. Say like audio is 10, art design is like 7, story is 8, but gameplay is like a 2 because like really just unplayable game almost, just from the standpoint of the mechanics. Then a game that might otherwise be like a 7 becomes a 4 in that case. There's not going to be like a weighted system. It's going to be very much, it's kind of my opinions of it, and like how I think things fit in terms of like how all the things interact for the overall. Now, on the actual review series, like after I play through a game and give it a review, that one's a little bit different. That does go more into kind of like a weighted territory, but that's not what this is going to be. This is kind of like first impressions, off the cuff, sort of my thoughts after playing some of the game. And there you go. Kind of like my, seems cool, it's trash in the middle, really good, who knows, kind of rating. So, that all said, we are playing Apsulov tonight, End of Gods. This is a PS5 game. I don't know if it's a cross-generation game or not, but I have it on the PS5. I believe it's made by Angry Demon Studios, and then published by Prep, or Perp. I think it's Perp. Perp, I think, yeah. But there's also a Digerati thing on the back of this. I'm not sure if that's like another, like a digital publisher or something. But there is this other Digerati company on the back of the case. So not sure who the real publisher is, but it seems to be made by this Angry Demon Studio. As for what's on the back of the case, the synopsis, is what it says. Steeped in Norse mythology, award-winning Apsulov is a survival horror game and survival horror and sci-fi adventure. Gotta get that last part in. Unlike anything you have ever experienced. In the near future, humans dig deep below the earth. What they find was never meant to reach the surface. That's the extent of what's on the back. So there we go. Right at the back here, we got an idea of like, so this is a survival horror game, sci-fi elements, adventure. So one thing we'll do before we start playing games, I'll kind of have I'll have some opinions on what I'm looking for, because certain game genres have certain strengths and weaknesses, right? So like an adventure, survival, horror, whatever game, generally what you're looking for is like really good audio design, really good atmospheric, development in terms of like the atmosphere and the levels. Lighting plays a huge part in these games. Generally, you don't have combat systems too much, or they're very minimal. Like, think about Resident Evil. Resident Evil's combat system is basically just you can attack things to survive, but you can't really kill them. Or you can kill them, but it takes a lot of resources to do so. Or Resident Evil 2, where you have like an enemy you can't really kill, and it just chases you around. So this is kind of like, I'm going to like pull in different things that kind of are from the same genre and talk about them and say, okay, here's what I'm looking for in this game based on what it is, what it says it is, the genre is. So yeah, so audio design, level design in terms of the atmosphere and audio, and the story usually in these is a pretty heavy component of it as well. So those are the things I'm looking at the most in terms of like everything. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with this. That was another. It was like Kitty Face something software, another company. That's kind of interesting. The intro video here is. I'm guessing it's the video that's lagging, not the game. That's kind of weird though. Like, I wonder if they like. I don't know. It seemed like the. If that was not intentional, it seems like the rendering of their intro was very jagged and weird. So, ooh. Okay, I'm already liking the audio and the mini music. I also like the text font they have here. It's like literal. Man, the audio and the menu is insane. It's like runes, basically. It's like Viking runes, or like a stylized text, characters, English letters based on the runes. And actually, like the Y and the T are actual runes too. Like those are actual runes. The A not so much, the L not so much. The P actually I think is a rune as well, like an actual real life rune. So that's pretty cool. Let's see the extras. Unlockables, not gonna look at that. One thing I'll mention is that I probably won't often be looking at controls because the controls pretty consistently, if you look at them, they will spoil you because they'll tell you different things about game mechanics, which I don't want to know. So if I can avoid looking at the controls, I'm going to. Okay. Alright, let's begin. We've got difficulties. So Seer, Viking, Berserker, and God. And God is locked probably behind beating the game. Yeah. So we're going to play these on normal difficulty for the first impressions. When I go back to play them after, I might do harder difficulties. Not sure. Okay, so we're waking up.
Some slight movement. Her responses and cognitive abilities seem to work as intended. Good morning, my dear. Now serve straight.
Those noises, what the hell?
Still a bit weak, I see. Not very surprising.
Who are you?
Repeat that, my dear. I didn't quite catch it.
Who are you? Where am I?
Seems your throat muscles need some time to recover. I'll fix that for you later. Otherwise, this whole procedure would have been
Interesting.
waste of my precious time.
A little bit creepy.
Let us continue. Can you see the light? There's something waiting for you there.
I'm kind of digging this like GLaDOS style, the computer voice thing. Oh, and the eyes follow you. Yeah, that's kind of... That's always a freaky thing when the eyes follow you around. Not all of them do, though. That's interesting. Well, I guess they do, but this one, the eyes are off-center or something. You know?
That's the lock. Find the key that unlocks it.
I think this ones aren't moving, though. Which is interesting. What did it say was the lock?
It might be inside the box. How can she not understand this?
Oh, the thing is doing stuff while we're not doing anything. Interesting. It's the computer. The AI's got annoying dialogue. Annoyed dialogue. Cool. Anything else? Nope. Good. So I'm guessing this is where we need to go. Bohr Corp Terminal. Insert key. It is a box. We have a key.
Good. Now, over to the next light.
Let's see what other dialogue it has. If anything. It's kind of creepy how like half this side of the face is a skull. This doesn't have any eyes in it at all. Oh, you never know. Yeah, just never mind. Once again, the eyes are kind of weird depending on where you're looking from. This guy's face is like crumbling. It's kind of interesting. Oh wow. You actually can hear stuff falling on top of you. Oh, it's like a water dropping, okay. falling on your clothes, I think. Okay, let's not have any other dialogue.
Find the button and press it. This should be the easiest one, even in your state. There you go. Now, over to the last light.
Where am I?
Stop talking already. I can't understand you before your throat has been unplugged. So stop talking.
Jeez.
The light. Get over there.
This AI reminds me a lot of GLaDOS. Oh shit. Whoa.
No. What the hell did you do to me?
Shut up! I don't understand you. Stop straining, you already went through. You will never succeed. If that happens, then you are useless to me, and I would be forced to reuse a worthless hunk of me.
Worthless hunk of meat.
Have been incinerated. Now, use that gift that I granted you, and choose your side. Show me who you are.
Triangle, sight on and off. This is pretty cool. Interesting. So we have to choose our sign, I guess. So it doesn't say what these are, though. I'm assuming they represent...
Did you not hear what I... My dear, find your side.
I'm guessing these refer to gods or something? Like Norse gods. Let's try this one over here.
By the souls of the damned.
What the hell?
I refuse to believe it. You failure. This is all that I have created. A gift that doesn't actually run through all of history.
I don't.
Damn. This AI has done blown a gasket.
Not for you. So don't you dare. I'll fix you later.
Damn. Okay, well, that was an interesting start to the game so far. Can we interact with any of these other ones? No. Oh, interesting. We have well, Switch was supposed to do something, but I don't know what. So we have vents we can go into. Now look at the top here. There's a meter. I'm guessing that's for... Yeah, that's for our site, I guess. Okay, cool. Alright, guess we'll go down in here. Ooh, interesting. Toggle to crouch. That is a... So can I change that? That's a horrible design choice. Yeah, turn that off. or turn on toggle. Okay. Not toggle. Hold to crouch shouldn't be a thing in this day and age. Got some thing over here. What is this?
Alice, I pray to Odin that you safely find this and that your escape is successful.
Henrik
You
Anderson.
have to hurry. As soon as the spirit notices, he will come after you, and I don't know what he will do to you. The myth has taken control over everything. You have to find me right away. Use your sight to look for the symbols that will guide you to me.
Message saved to Bifrost personal digital assistant.
Bifrost. Home screen audio logs. RFID keys. Missions locate Dr. Hendrik Anderson. Inventory. Audio files. Guess they're going this way. Hold to crouch is fine for PC games, not for console games. Let me redefine that there a bit. So that could be a number pad thing. There's a number over here. Thinking it is. I think this is the symbol we need to look for too. I got a blue screen. Okay. So the system is not necessarily behaving the way it's supposed to be, I guess. So 6725. Yep.
Message from War Corporation. Surface outpost.
This is Dr. Yang. What the fuck are you doing down there? Why the fuck did you seal the entrance? Tell Dr. Anderson to shut it down immediately. The roots are spreading to populated areas. People are dying. I know you people are behind this. Shut it down right now. The regions are coming through.
Message received at 9:32, 15th of August, 2027.
2027, huh? Also, roots. That's interesting. Nothing back here. So those are the roots, huh? Like pulsating and stuff. That's not probably a good thing. Whoa. Okay. Lean. Oh, we got like a hard survival adventure game. So what I'm guessing then from this is that we're not going to be able to kill these guys, probably. That's going to be kind of like more Alien Isolation than Resident Evil is my guess. Where you're just trying to like sneak around, essentially. Whoa. Okay. Oh, that didn't quite go as planned. So let this site recharge here. So far, pretty minimal user interface. No real health gauge. Okay, that's not creepy at all. Some kind of statue with green flames. Something green is what, methane or something? I think methane burns green. Some kind of I don't know, what would you call it? It's not really an obelisk. It's like a totem or something. Okay, well, we have a ball. Oh, it's a safe one. Okay.
A soul stone. Activated?
Oh, it's the computer.
I thought you were supposed to stay put, my dear. Instead, like the ungrateful waste of life that you are, you decided to leave my merciful embrace. A decision you will regret in the dark.
Well, okay. Oh, we gotta go through here. Oh, there's gonna be dudes in here. Whoa, hello. Okay, we'll just come over this way. Okay, so they can capture you for a moment and do damage, but then they'll let you go. I'm guessing that crouching reduces the amount of noise you make. I'm also guessing that they're sight, mainly sight, and then also audio triggered. Let's charge up here. Okay, definitely sight. Maybe it's just it may be audio, but we're not running or not walking, so crouching probably gives you a low profile. Audio wise. Oh, we can jump. You just stay over there, buddy. Alright, so let's go ahead and activate this. There's no, oh, it's automatic, okay. Let me just hang out here for a moment. Charge up our vision here. So this is pretty interesting so far. I'm digging, the atmosphere is pretty good. It's kind of hitting the notes it should be hitting. Definitely is giving me a Alien Isolation feel. wait for a moment. So let's test this for real. Is it sight or is it sound? Okay. On a shorter path. I guess we're going over here.
Basement 1, lower cooling.
Oh. Okay. Guess we'll hang here. As long as we don't like walk over to it, I think we'll be okay. Not good that we can't see anything at the moment.
Floor 1, upper cooling.
Okay, there we go. Interesting. So we have to have like a handprint or something for both these doors, it seems. They got like, is it the same symbol or is that a different symbol? No, it's the same symbol. Huh. What the hell is this thing? Oh, collectible. Okay. So we have I guess I didn't notice the collectible thing in the menu. So I think I did. If not, I think I saw it somewhere mentioned. There's that symbol again. Another save point. That is a lot of blood. A lot of blood. Got a body down there.
I've been leading my team to go through the routes
Victor
to fetch
Johnson?
artifacts for Warcorp for over 3 months now. I know it's not my place to question my orders, but I can no longer deem transportation through the routes as safe. It wasn't a problem when I thought the other worlds were inhabited and dead. But last time Team 4 went through, we were fully armed, and still only half of us came back. And these roots, they're still spreading. Before the power of the gods, we are nothing.
Interesting. Okay, turned off the thing here. Giant pipe. Got more stone faces. Some kind of platforms. Oh, cool. So in these kinds of games, lighting is really important for atmosphere, but also to tell the player where to go. So you got this red light over here to tell you this is where you need to go to. Cool, like that. What was that? Was that? Oh, was that this falling down? It might have been. Interesting audio going on right now. Very subtle. Okay, not so subtle now. Is there something happening? Like, are we getting chased by something? So not seeing anything. Weird. The sound is a little bit out of place, I think. Oh wait, there was something out there. Oh, never mind. It's just like dust coming out of here. All right, so we're gonna go in here. So I'm not sure what this audio is about. Usually you'd get something like this during a scene where you're being chased by something. And
Do you see?
what the hell?
She left because she hates you. She left you all
Whoa, what the hell?
alone here. If you don't want to be
It's a
alone
doggo.
forever, you need to get her back for me. Can you do that? Go get her back. Make your father proud.
What the hell?
Stupid, disgusting creature.
Okay, that was interesting. Let's get this dog creature, almost like Last Guardian sort of thing. Yeah, this game is like huge Alien Isolation vibes. Okay. There's the doggo. I saw if I wasn't looking up, I would have probably gotten a little more jumped at by that, but I happened to be looking up through this because it looks like some really interesting stuff up here. I saw it come into frame. Now, if you weren't looking up, that probably would have scared the crap out of some people. I'm going to preface this by also saying that for not seeing much reaction from me, it's because these kinds of games don't really scare me that much. To kind of give you context, Deep Space. Dead Space 1, I found to be kind of boring because it just, the way it built up its horror and stuff, to me was just meme jump scare bullshit. Like the really loud audio cues out of nowhere, all the stuff that most of what Dead Space 1 does to me is just meme bullcrap. It doesn't actually build any suspense, doesn't build any horror. It's just all about, the one-off jump scares out of nothing. That's not good horror, in my opinion. Good horror is like building up suspense, making you like wonder what the hell is like in front of me. Like the area before now we ran into started running into the people. That was a good place down there because you didn't really know what was going on. The scene with the dog, I would classify that as more of a jump scare bullshit kind of thing. That's kind of interesting to see like welds down here and stuff on this. Interesting design choices with those. Cool. They don't look particularly good because it's texture, but still, it's kind of interesting look. Okay, so probably running into that dog often or so, something like that. Maybe not throughout the entire game, but at least maybe this first part. So I'm guessing it's kind of like the Mr. X of this. Or the alien of this game, if we're gonna go with the Alien Isolation kind of. We got another thing here. Collectible found. We have found Doom Guy statue number 2. Ah, here we go. I guess they're going this way. The hell's that noise? Oh. Doggo was over there. Another, one of these. I think I saw numbers down here, so there's another. Oh, yeah, there's another door puzzle there. Okay. Interesting. Alright, we got 6725. Oh. Okay. Alright. Literal Alien Isolation gameplay now. Okay, going up this way, I suppose. Looks like. Nothing up here. Okay. We got a door here. Oh, we need a code. Let's try the. Was it 6725? Oof. Okay, so apparently we got a code out here somewhere to find. If I was gonna guess, it'd be somewhere near the middle of the room where you had the opportunity to get hit by both those guys at once. So. Slowly come down here. Oh, there's a number there. 7913, I think. Alright, 7913. Yeah, that's where it was too. Alright. Makes sense. So, oh, we gotta do another. Alright, 7193. Or was it 7913? Ah, there we go. Alright. Artifact research. So we're going now. Mortality. Okay, I think we know what they're looking for. Although it can go one way, so. Oh. Got a guy down there. Okay then. Okay. So it's wandering around the other hallway. Assuming there's one. Okay. Yeah. Seems to be just the one. This is closed. And no good. Alright, guess we're going into the vents. Getting our Gordon Freeman on. Alright. So I'm gonna lab. Interesting mathematics and runes and things. So all the computer systems are like fried. It's just another log.
Dr. Lisa Svensson, supervisor, day 3 of tablet
Regenerative
analysis.
tablet.
We received several stone tablets from Front Alfheim with inscriptions apparently symbolizing the 9 realms of
Fort
the world
Alfheim?
tree. Initial analysis shows that the tablet
Interesting.
emits an energy field boosting cell regeneration. End of note.
Svartalfheim. So is that like a place we're in right now, or is it like some kind of other place? Weird. Oh. Another save point. Oh, hello. Okay, well, it's on a path going the other way. Door of some kind over here. Shields. Like ginormous shields. Yeah. Interesting. They're doing some kind of Half-Life shit to this one. Magnetic resonance frequency scan. Standard procedure. I don't know, what's the phrase? Standard specimen for a standard insert. No, standard insertion for a standard specimen. That's what it was. Another audio. Log.
Mythology research, note 6.
Mythology.
The expeditions to Asgard have proven fruitful yet again. The team brought back several shields that seem to possess a number of strange capabilities which are completely out of our control. According to
Interesting.
the myth, these shields seem to have belonged to the wind creatures known as Valkyries.
Huh.
The mission of these creatures were to bring that afterlife in Valhalla and must have possessed enormous powers.
Okay, that door is screwed, so I guess we're going up. Oh, that's interesting. We got a shield over here. Oh, that's not good. Weird kind of glowy things. We got this body over here. It's never a good sign. Bunch of runes around it. What's that? Wait, is it? Holy shit! This guy. It's somebody's still alive. Somehow. But they've been vivisected pretty big time. It's a hand. Oh my god. Okay. That's yeah. Seems like they found immortality, all right. Oh wait, is that the hand we need? Because this thing is looking for handprints, right? I wonder how this works. Because you're not getting a handprint off of that hand. There's no skin on it. Whoa, hello. Do I need to go up there or do I need to go back over here? I think I need to go up there. Nothing to interact with in here. Doesn't seem. Oh hell. Oh crap, it can follow me in here. Ah, okay. That's not good. Shit. Okay, so you have no safe areas. What the hell? We also didn't really die. What the crap is this thing? Okay, we're in a place of some kind. Crazy noises going on. I'm guessing over here. Now what does that do? Maybe we gotta jump into this. Oh, cool. Okay, so that area allows you to come back to a save point if you get killed. That's kind of cool. So it's not just instant death. Oh. Okay. That dog had hands. Literally had hands. Ate that dude up there. Okay, well, yeah, the dog's around now. Okay, let's go back to that save point. I think this is a pretty good taster for the game. We've been about right now about an hour, so that's pretty good. We screwed around for about 20 minutes. That's about 45. So let's hit this. Okay, so we'll set the camera up there. Okay, so thoughts about the game. I'm not going to do these in any particular order. I'm just going to do them whatever order I feel like we're going to do them in. So let's talk about the gameplay first. Game design. Levels feel... I mean, they feel okay. I feel they could be a little bit more detailed. Like, we're just looking at this room, for example, there's... I mean, it's fairly detailed, but I feel like there's a lot of empty space, too. Interesting little thing there. There's just like a lot of reused things around here and there. It's not too bad though. I mean, it's okay. It's not the best, not the worst. Definitely not the worst. But I feel like there could be a little bit more. Could have been a little bit more effort in the level design. Actually, we're not. Okay, never mind. We're let's do art then, since we're talking about level design. I forgot this was part of. Art design is fantastic in this game. Thing like this is supposed to be, I guess, ancient looking or something, and it looks that way. It's supposed to be this like really contrasting future tech to like ancient mythology kind of stuff going on, which it has. The general overall like feel of the game is very survival horror-y. They did a really good job with the atmospheric stuff. Lighting is really used well, both in terms of building atmosphere, but also in terms of like directing the player where to go to. The character models might be a little lower detail, but that's kind of fine for this sort of game. They don't really have to be that detailed. Aside from like a few things here and there, like the with the skull, the statue eyes were following you around and stuff like that I mentioned. Outside of like that small things like that, it's pretty good. I'd say art design for this game is 8 out of 10. pretty easily. 8 out of 10. Let's see, story-wise, so far, I don't really have enough of the story yet. So far, it seems like they've been looking for... it seems like this is like a place owned by a company called... what was the name again? BR something? Is there a... Bohr Corp. It seems like they're trying to figure out... find technology or some sort of like power or something. I mean, in the on those kiosks that we passed earlier, it said immortality on them. So maybe they're looking for some way to like attain immortality through these ancient things that we're gonna. Maybe they're like some sort of lead on some kind of legend about how there's like some way to gain immortality somehow. Or something. There really is not a lot. Like, when you wake up, you don't really know who you are. The AI just says that you've been reanimated or something. It talks about how your throat's messed up and that you're more useful at the moment than the thing it was using before, I guess. So it was like a waste of meat. I wonder if it was that dog thing it was talking about. Possibly. The AI I'm talking about now. It's talking about that waste of meat thing that says not fit for incineration. I wonder if it's that dog thing. You got the logs so far talking about roots and these artifacts and whatnot. It's not really much to go on yet for the story. So I'm going to give it... it's still pretty interesting though. What they have laid out. But I'll give it a 6 out of 10 so far. Just because I don't really know enough yet. But there's nothing that seems inherently bad yet. Alright, game design. So, the game mechanics feel pretty good. You know, walking, traversing around, the lean mechanic, this scanning mechanic is pretty cool. And allows them to add in some additional like details to the maps by having things you can see in this mode only, like the glowing stuff and whatnot. Like these symbols everywhere and whatnot. Hey, it's the Berserk symbol. It's Guts' symbol. So it's pretty cool. Nothing too glaringly bad. The only thing I can say is that the toggle to crouch being turned off by default is bad. I can see that being a thing on a computer game, but on a console game, you absolutely should never have hold to crouch, ever. That's just bad. That's a bad choice. Now, if the game is also available on PC, I can understand that, but at the same time, it should be turned on by default for console, and maybe turned off by default for PC. So I'm actually gonna I'm gonna take a point off for that of what I might give it otherwise. So if that didn't exist, I'd give this game a 8 out of 10 for game mechanics so far. But with that there, I'm gonna give it a 7. There's probably gonna be some other things we can do because we've only played like a very small part of the game. I'm assuming. So there could be other things that we'll unlock later as well. But for now, 6 out of 10. The other thing I'm taking down is the enemies. It does seem to be sight-based, right? But at the same time, we were like in total darkness over there. It should not have been able to see me crouching down behind that pillar, but it did. So that's kind of... I'm going to take a point off for that. I liked how it gave you another chance to, not die and have to start over from a checkpoint. You had that like world you went to, and you had to do the thing. I wonder if it's like a puzzle thing every time you go there after getting killed to come back. Yes, it's pretty interesting mechanics so far. Let's see what next. Audio in this game, 10 out of 10 easily. They use audio in a very smart way to build tension. There is very little audio, if any at all, outside of sound effects most of the time. which is how you should do it. Throwing in jump scare audio is just, you know, it's cheap, it's very amateurish, and it's not good horror. Good horror is about building suspense through the lack of sound, and using sound effects like breathing and scratching and that kind of stuff to make you aware that there's something nearby you, and like instill a kind of like what the hell's going on kind of feeling that way. Throwing in just random sounds, like classic example, Dead Space. You're going down that one tunnel, and that body drops down in front of you, and it has that huge trumpet blare thing. That is horrible audio design on that scare. That is you know, clickbait-ish level of just bad choice. You know, that should not have existed. Now, as you're going down it, you like make like a rustling sound like up above you somewhere, and then the body comes down that way without anything else happening. That would have been the proper way to do it. Instead, they decided to go the cheap route and throw in some bullcrap jump scare audio tactic, which is why Dead Space for me is like a 6 out of 10 game. If they didn't do the things they did with the audio, it would have been 8 out of 10 for me, because it would have gotten me much more, freaked me out much more than what we have. But this game is 10 out of 10 audio so far. Well, let's go 9 out of 10. There was that one point back there in that like catwalk area that didn't make sense. We had the audio cues, but nothing really seemed to be happening. So I'll go to 9 out of 10. So arts, game, audio. The voice acting it's okay. Voice acting is okay. It's nothing great, but it's not bad either. It's like probably middle to a little bit above mid. I'm not going to like use the voice acting as a point for knocking off points unless it's really bad though. So let's see. We've got game design, we got audio, sound, and art. Or game design, audio, story, art. So we got all four, yeah. So overall, so far this game feels really interesting. The atmosphere it builds is really good. We haven't had any real like kind of jump scary moments outside of that one dog thing here and before. But if that dog thing is anything like Mr. X, there's going to be a huge part of this game where it's going to be chasing you, and you're going to have to like try and get away from it. That kind of freaks me the hell out, because Mr. X was the scariest thing about RE2 remake for me when I played it, because that is like literal terror right there. Like, you know, you're just going around and you're trying to do stuff, and then there's in the back of your mind, you know, there's this thing following you, and you don't know where it's at, because once you get away from Mr. X for a while, it kind of teleports around. Potentially, I think it teleports around. Maybe it doesn't, but I think it does. Once you've been away from for long enough, and you just don't know where he's at. So RE2 remake does a really good job of like building up that suspense. RE3 remake doesn't. Nemesis and RE3 remake is a joke. They really did that game bad. But yeah, so this game is pretty cool, pretty good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 overall for my first impression, with quite a bit of room to grow. And I'm going to say also at the end, when we're talking about the overall, if it has room to grow, if I think it's going to remain there, or if it can even go worse. It just means that from what I see, my thoughts of how things can progress. In this case, this game could easily go up to an 8 or 9 out of 10. Maybe not 10 out of 10, but 8 or 9 definitely. So that is my 7 out of 10 is my score for now. Yeah, again, this is Apsulov, End of the Gods. Pretty cool game. If you're into suspense horror games, definitely worth a check out. Cool. That's going to wrap up this first impressions video of the new series. This will be going up maybe this weekend if I can get it edited down quick enough. And they'll be doing one of these. I'll be uploading one of these 1 to 1.5 weeks as we go through here. Next game we're going to be doing is going to be Kena The Bridge of Spirits. So be looking forward to that. Until then, though, this is. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. And appreciate it. If you would follow. There's no follow on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you want to get notified of my content that comes out. I try to stick to a schedule that I've been pretty bad at doing that lately for a bunch of different reasons, but I typically upload something every day. Most of it's going to be stuff from Twitch, like Twitch VODs and things, but we're going to be getting more of this kind of standalone content for YouTube too, coming in as well. There's a little bit of a glitch there. Table's clipping through the thing there. It's typical video gamey nonsense, so I'm not going to mark that off. It's kind of weird though. It's a little bit strange there. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. These will probably drop on either Saturdays or Sundays. Probably Sundays, I'm thinking, because the only things on those days are the viewer game uploads from Twitch. So that'd probably be a pretty good time to put those up is on Sundays, alongside those, because it's kind of the similar content, kind of reviewing games as I'm playing them and feedback and stuff like that. Yeah, so the schedule is Mondays is Bloodborne, Mondays and Thursdays Bloodborne, current schedule anyway. Tuesdays and Saturdays are for uploads of my game development for Legend of Amalur. Wednesdays and Fridays are for Persona 5 hard mode run, and Saturdays I upload Final Fantasy VII Remake the hard run, and in addition to Amalur on Saturdays, and then Sundays I upload viewer game playthroughs and reviews and critique and stuff like that, beta testing, that kind of stuff, alongside this series now. Currently we're playing through Familia and Shadow Fate. Familia is a game made by Maui Game Studio. It's a really interesting game. It's an episodic chapter game. Chapter 1, Act 1 is currently out. This I think can be 3 acts total. Act 2 is kind of in development-ish. Maui does a lot of game dev on his stream as well, kind of similar to me. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, be sure to go check out his Twitch channel. It's just Maui Game Studio, it's the name of his Twitch channel. And then Shadow Fate's a game that I did a beta test for a while back. Game made by Hunting Swan. You can check him out over on his Twitch channel, Hunting Swan. It's a really interesting JRPG styled game. Very good game. It's about a 20 to 30 hour game. Highly recommend it. It's got one of the most in-depth battle systems I've seen in an RPG Maker game ever. It's pretty interesting and pretty wild game. That's the schedule at the moment. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one of these, or with some of the other content, or maybe on Twitch even. But until next time, this is LMP Games, and I will see you guys later.